I wanted something where the community wouldn't be taken away, where no matter the situation that someone was in, even if things got better, even if things were greatly improved upon, the community would still be there.
You are about to listen to part of a series where every other week a leader from our community shares with us a little about themselves, how they came to find out about the ACL Global Project, as well as what drives them to do the work that they do, and perhaps even a bit about their hopes and dreams. This is the ACL Member Spotlight series, and in today's episode we are featuring Daneil Newcomb.
My name is Daneil Newcomb. I am 33 years old and I live in Seattle, Washington. I am one of the staff members of the ACL Global Project team, and I am the manager of community building and education. So I work with our extraordinary leaders, making sure that they have what they need in order to support chapters where participants can have incredible ACL experiences. I like to say that I get to do one of the coolest jobs on the planet. My work is getting to connect deeply with people internationally located and have these extraordinary interactions where we are able to see each other's humanity. And part of the work that I do is connection. You have to have shared experiences and you have to have some form of vulnerable connection to someone so that you can develop mutual care or mutual concern for another person. It's kind of like having a lot of conversations with incredible people over and over again. And then I do some administrative stuff on top of it. I think success is doing work that I'm proud of and making sure that I am keeping in mind both myself and others in the work that I do. So one of the really important things about ACL Global Project is it's not just awareness, courage, and love in your relationship to others. It's also in your relationship to yourself. Mavis talks about being the boldest, brightest version of yourself and authenticity a lot. So acting in ways where I get to be the most authentic, boldest version of myself and doing it in such a way that other people really feel like they can do it too, right? Success doesn't have to mean you're always doing good. It doesn't have to mean that you're always perfect. It means that you're giving the best that you can with the time and the resources and the energy that you have on that day. And sometimes that's like an incredible amount of things, and other times that's taking care of yourself for the day. I feel really passionate about the concept of collective voice. It shows up in multiple ways in my life. It shows up in the work that I do because I help train and teach people what is like the power of people coming together and everyone taking a moment to say, it's okay to say you're lonely. And the moment that everybody says it's okay to say you're lonely, then we can do something about it. And so that collective voice, being able to say, being vulnerable is allowed, and we're here. Every leader, every staff member, every participant for our meetings shows up here so that they can have deeper, more meaningful connections with themselves and others. And that's a collective movement. The place that I was at before this job was a resource center and shelter for young people experiencing homelessness. I loved that job. I loved the youth that I worked with. And I thought that it was really fulfilling to go every day and know that 8 to 12 youth got to have breakfast that wouldn't otherwise. Unfortunately, I also saw that when they got housed, it was no longer our work to do, right? The work of a resource center, the work of a shelter is for people who are unhoused, for people experiencing houselessness. So when they gained their housing, they lost their community. And I wanted something where the community wouldn't be taken away, where no matter the situation that someone was in, even if things got better, even if things were greatly improved upon, the community would still be there. And my partner, Jerry, saw this job posting for Awareness, Courage, and Love Global Project, and they said, babe, this is what you're looking for. Connection is the number one thing. And yeah, it is what I'm looking for. It is focused on community and connection and how we can be connected to ourselves and how we can build relationships with others. The biggest reward, hands down, is when I get to see that more people are accessing our services because of the training or the resources that I have provided for our leaders. Between each year, we have had a growing number for how many participants we've served. And I feel really proud that I have been a part of watching this organization grow its service reach. I think something that's a big challenge for me personally, we're a really small organization and everybody works from home. And I am diagnosed with ADHD. And so focusing in my own home tends to be something that's pretty difficult. I do better when I have people on the screen with me. So, like co-working hours or in meetings, I do a lot better. But it is a challenge for me to stay focused when all of my plants and my dog and, to be frank, my bed are all here within a very short walking distance, right? Attend a couple meetings and see how you like it when you're thinking about it from the perspective of facilitating it, not participating in it. And then my second piece of advice is to really consider your why. What is it about this work that motivates you? Once we know what our why is, we are much more passionate and deeply connected to the work. And then my next thing would be to consider how much time and priority you can give to this work. So going into the program, knowing what level of commitment you can make is a really important part of setting yourself up for success. I would love to see this community thrive. For me, thriving is being able to provide people all over the world with opportunities for connection on a regular basis. I would love to see more chapters meeting in person. I don't want to see the online meetings go away. I think they're really useful for people who are in smaller cities, but I would love to see some meetings happening in person in some larger cities around the world. This is a great community. Everyone is really dedicated to this lifestyle and this movement of living with awareness, courage, and love. And I'm glad to be a part of this wonderful group of people who are finding a common bond across nations, across oceans, across all of our differences. We're finding ways to connect. I think it's great.
That was Daneil Newcomb, and this is the ACL Member Spotlight series, where every other week we feature another one of our outstanding leaders of the Awareness, Courage, and Love Global Project.